Christmas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Box, the exciting show where we open a box and decide if the box rocks or if it's a box full of rocks.
I don't know if this is going to be a good episode.
This pillow is fucking useless shirt.
Yeah.
Grid is live. Initiate.
Excellent!
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Bogus.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? What, a DeLorean?
My name's Norman Bates.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. I'm in, Mom.
Merry Christmas, movie home!
We came, we saw, we kicked his ass.
I'm just not the hero type, clearly.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
Oh, well. Let me go in and say hi.
Hail to the king, baby.
Well, hello. It is Sunday, March 28th, 2021. It's Passover. This is the Sunday evening Unwind. I'm Maxwell Haddad, and, well, all of the normal other people who are here with me. I don't mean normal like they're normal people. I mean like the usuals, the regulars. They're doing other stuff. So, is it just me? Maybe. But I'm going to go through some channel notes before I do or don't bring on the guests I may or may not have. So tomorrow night is the final watch along of Women Filmmaker Month. We're going to be doing A League of Their Own by Penny Marshall. This is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I believe James and Teresa will be joining us, and PJ will be there as well. I'm particularly upset because PJ abandoned me tonight. Doing the Unwind without PJ is like making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without peanut butter, jelly, or bread. It just doesn't usually work, but that's okay. We're here anyways. There is no Suddenly soundtracks this week because if you know Chris Clark, you know how much he likes King Kong. And that's when Kong vs. Godzilla comes out. So he's taking the day off. There is also no Front Center Mez this week. There is going to be a watch along on Friday. We haven't picked what it's going to be yet, but Friday will be April. And so I think I'm going to take this opportunity to inform all of you in PJCN land what our watch along theme is for April. And that is April. Yes, any movie we watch in April will have to do with apes and or gorillas or monkeys. So to our patrons who get to pick a movie, please keep that in mind when selecting your film. It must involve an ape, a gorilla, or a monkey, because nothing says April like apes. Book Nook 3 is coming up on April 13th. Myself and Dwayne Burke are doing a crossover event with Watch the Book, which is Danny Ramirez's show. We're going to be discussing Kazu Ishiguro's book, Never Let Me Go, and the film, comparing, contrasting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Finally, we do have a Patreon. Check it out. See if there's a tier that's right for you. And as always, an incredible thanks to our amazing producer patrons, our executive producers, Brandy Parker, Brandon Buckingham, and Ricardo Franco. Our gold producer, Sean Wingblade, and now Mike K is a gold producer. Have not updated the graphic yet, but we'll get to that. Sorry, guys. Stephen White, the youth critic, Bedore, Jake Berlin, Anton Putra, Tyler Birch, Patricia Carrillo, Chris Pokernoy, She-Ra Potato, Molly Damon, Beth Harris, Ferris Muthana, and Jeff Alterman. Thank you all so much for your support. Now, let's bring on some people, because no, I am not actually flying solo. I just don't have my usual support. But I have another kind of support that I have in my life. It's my wife, Elizabeth. What's up?
Hello. Not much. Getting ready for bed and decided I would come be on the show. So I'm in bed right now.
It's a very professional place to stream from. Jill did it last night on the charity stream on Chris Clark's Twitch.
Yeah, we have a nice bedroom though. So like,
we do. I agree.
Look at them curtains I hung.
Those curtains and that nice headboard. It's all good.
Yeah. I'm trying to shove your pillows out of the way, but.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do need them to sleep. I'll bring on someone else who's joining us. The newest official member of the PJ Campbell Network. You also know her from LGR and lots of other stuff because she's super, super, super busy. You can find her at Takara Kanashi, not teriyaki chicken. It's Amber.
Hey,
What's
I was
up,
just sitting
Amber?
back there. I was like, what pose am I going to come in on? And I'm like,
it's very important to pick a pose.
But yeah, so me. What up?
We also have another guest, and I'm really happy this dude was available last minute, like literally like 30 seconds ago. I was like, hey, what are you doing? Are you busy? He was like, no, not especially. If there's anyone who is synonymous with the community that we're a part of, it's this guy. I love him with all my heart. He's been on our channel a bunch. He has his own channel. You may have heard of it called Call to Action. It's
I
PLD.
apologize for Luna's hacking.
Buddy, hi. Like, hold on. How do I give you a hug through them?
Oh, yeah.
I spent a whole hour with PLD last Tuesday. It was so much fun.
I watched it.
I know.
I spent like 5 or 6 hours with PLD this past Wednesday on our 1 year show, and then the after party.
That's also true. I spent 5 hours with you there too.
Yeah, that's true.
It just didn't stop, but it's okay.
It is okay. So I always like to start off the Unwind by discussing our week in pop culture. What did you watch? What did you read? What did you play? So why don't we start with you, Paul? Yeah, well, I don't know if you play video games or whatever. I don't know.
I wish I'd play video game. The only thing I really play video game wise now is the what's that Among Us type game. I'll play that eventually with some of the general. That's the only one I get a chance to play. I've been doing my Pixar watch through. So I finally got to, let's say, I think I'm up to Coco now. I get to watch that tonight or tomorrow, depending on my time frame.
Prepare the tissues.
Yes. I actually just watched Cars 3 for the first time ever, and I was surprised I hadn't seen it. I kind of like when I started, I was like, I don't remember this at all. How did I absolutely miss this? I'm happy to say I liked it a hell of a lot better than Cars 2.
It is much. I agree. It's much better than Cars 2.
Absolutely. I love what's her face.
Cruz Ramirez.
Yeah, I can think of her name.
Yeah,
she's my favorite.
I love that it brought back
and this is why I'm in the FCL.
That's right.
I have a little die-cast figure of her.
I do too somewhere, actually. I don't know if it made it in the move or if it's in storage, but yeah, I love Cruz Ramirez.
So did that? I love Paul Newman bringing the spirit of Paul Newman back. I think that was what made Cars, the original Cars, work and was missing out of the second one. And the fact that the second one was pretty much a Mater spinoff that none of us really truly needed, I feel, in a way.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I kind of liked the spy element of the second one, but then there was just too much Mater. He's one of those characters who's best in small doses.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And the
although
they
did have a really great song for the second one, and it was Weezer covering what is it? You Might Think. And I love that song.
That's a great song. So that is a great song. Also, what else pop culture wise I've been doing? I've been doing a lot of question writing, so a lot of times it's more hit and miss, kind of like, let me just freeze frame that and go, okay, that's what I need to put in there, that's what I need to put in there.
Well, we try to mostly stay away from Schmodown related stuff on this channel, but there's ultimately no escaping it. You only have a couple of days until the first match. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling nervous. I'm feeling excited. I can pull the curtains back. We did a tech run through on Thursday.
Very nice.
PJ played a little mini match against Frank Janish.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say who won or not.
I'm pretty sure it would be PJ who won.
We all know who won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PJ gave me the greatest compliment of all. He said he was great questions, given the parameters and everything. Great questions, but he said it was the most PLD round one he could think of.
How many Ed Harris questions?
Right, exactly.
Well, there was one. Not an Ed Harris question. You just mentioned in a question. So it was just kind of like I sprinkled it in without being too obvious. So I had to ease it in a little bit.
Well, yeah, I'm really, really excited to watch it. Not only because I think it's going to be fun, but I have to scope out the competition.
That's right. That's right.
Inevitably, I'm probably going to end up playing some of these people. So
you most likely will. I don't know yet, but
I don't know.
Inevitably.
As I like to say, I am inevitable.
Exactly. I feel you will be.
But your snap is a little bit more like,
My snap's a little bit more like, hey.
A little flashy.
Yeah.
Like a little head roll. Just be like, whatever.
Sparkly. A little sparkly.
What about you, Amber? What has your week in pop culture been like?
I was making a list as we were doing this. That's why I was like, oh, that movie. So let's see. I finished 2 books. I finished Into the Dark, the High Republic novel. Pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Lots of good references. I'm enjoying how they're doing, tying all that together. I can't wait to see how everything segues into what's, the Republic as we know it when it starts at Phantom Menace. I finished Beth May's The Immortal Soul Salvage Yard, and I loved it. It was absolutely wonderful. Like, it really rakes your emotions through the coals. So, yeah. And I started A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I've been working towards that when it was one of my Christmas presents. So I've been kind of making my way there. As for shows, I started Ted Lasso. I love it. The first episode, my brother-in-law and I were like, this is the most amazing show. Finished Superstore actually right before I hopped in here. So
we'll get to
we
that.
watched the last 2 episodes, and I did not cry like some people, but I know, I heard. I was like,
So did Liz. Yeah, we were both sitting watching it like.
I mean, I had a moment that could have been considered almost close to crying, but I also was like trying to get prepped for this, and if I cry before I'm on video, we're screwed.
Fair. I was gonna say we all know how cold your heart is, but
Oh yeah, solid ice, like coal, frozen coal. I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier twice. I watched it again today, at some point before I did random things like waking up. I woke up first, and then I got straight on video. It was great times. And then I'm rewatching I have a show always that I'm watching while I'm working because I have a lot of between work time. So I'm rewatching How I Met Your Mother. I just got to the last season.
I'm sorry.
To say the least, I ship Robin and Barney, but I didn't hate the ending because I am a firm believer that, sometimes you can't always control how things end. You can only control the destination, I guess. Sure. And it was really good, and I love it. I loved the end the first time I watched it, and I slowly kind of cool off of it, but I keep coming back to it. I'm like, today I watched Back to the Future too. So that was the first one, not Back to the Future Part 2. And it's because I've been, listening to a lot of podcasts lately by a certain guy who runs Back to the Future, the podcast.
The Commissioner.
I tweeted him earlier. I also watched Empire Records, so always a classic.
By the way, since you said it, April 8th is Rex Manning Day. We don't normally do watch-alongs on Thursdays, but we are going to do an Empire Records watch-along on Rex Manning Day here on the PJ Campbell Network.
Wow.
No matter where I am, I will do this.
And I am pretty sure Rachel Silvestrini is going to join us as well. Because I don't know how much you guys pay attention to what I have going on back here, but that is a beautiful drawing of all of the characters from Empire Records. So that is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Maxwell, this is a Wendy's, okay?
Can I have a junior Baconator, please? Hold the fries.
Sure. Would you like a broccoli and cheese potato? Here you go.
Justin, this is the Unwind, so anything like this. Amber and I were simultaneously trying to find someone else to come join us. So you can still come if you want, Justin. You're welcome on.
Yeah, please do. Like,
I just beat you to the punch. That's all.
Safely make it home to from work, please. And then come on.
Speaking of Justin Hamilton, I have not watched Ted Lasso yet, but Justin and I are supposed to be doing a watch along together at some point, only because I guess Nerd Chronic and Video Drew had watched it, and Nerd Chronic proclaimed that, oh my God, Ted Lasso is a combination of Justin Hamilton and PL Day.
I would go ahead and say that's relatively true, except no, way positive. So I see it.
I find you to how do I describe it? So Ted Lasso as a character has like a very heartland charm to him that makes him super empathetic and has this innate ability to see the best in every situation, and that becomes infectious. And I know you're not from the heartland, but I think that you share that quality with him. You see the best in everyone, and because of that, you make people better when you're around. So you are very Ted Lasso, Paul.
I mean, I see the combination between Justin and Paul. Like, I get it, because Justin is always the person that, like, when I'm going through something, Justin's like, man, I'm here for you. What do you need? And gives me that uplifting, that deep speech where he's like, I got you, my friend. And I'm like, I want to meet you so bad.
No, Mike, this isn't Let's Get Ready to Unwind. This is
Call Time.
Call me. We're ready to unwind. I was trying to
call to get ready to unwind.
Call to get ready to unwind.
But I mean, I'm part of the PJCN, so
No, she is. She's in our show notes now. She was. I like to joke. Everyone, I'm sure, has seen Infinity War. There's the scene on the spaceship where Tony Stark to Peter Parker is like, "You're an Avenger." So Amber got that. You're in the PJCN.
It was literally it was Wednesday morning. I found out that my name was I found out my name was already there on Wednesday morning. I was like, oh, I'm a real boy.
You're a lucky girl.
Like,
I'm a real boy now. What about you, Ellie? Oh, sorry, Amber. I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I mean, they were like, I played Animal Crossing. I spent 5 hours with the PJCN. Yes. I watched twice for like 4 hours this week. I watched Video Drew and Alex do a bracket of all the movies they watched on Cinema Bias. And then I made up my own movie, which was Becoming John Lynch.
I like that. That was good.
It's a crossover between like John Malkovich and David Lynch. So yeah. And then I watched lots of new rock stars and some Schmo Me the Money. I watched some guy on Schmo Me the Money to get match notes and then made fun of him about how he doesn't like pineapple on pizza.
Who could that be?
Oh, sorry.
Speaking of PLD, Sean says PLD gets a lot of crap, but all jokes aside, PLD sucks because he makes the rest of us look bad.
That's a great compliment.
That is, in its own way, it's a really nice compliment.
Although Justin's comment about Ted Lasso kills me because he actually wrote Red Lasso. So we're going to do a show called Red Lasso.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds
so,
delightfully
if you follow me on Twitter or the PJCN on Twitter, you know that we've been announcing this incredible new slate of shows we have coming in our year 2. Stuff like Cooking with Cauliflower, Broke Bitch with Abigail Friel. Our James Gunn retrospective show is Always Gunny in Philadelphia. So I can officially announce now that coming soon to the PJCN is Red Lasso with Justin and Paul.
Absolutely. Make that announcement.
I literally just called it Red Ted Lasso. It's like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a true show.
I am going to have to agree. I love pineapple on pizza. I just do. I'm sorry. I like the combination of salty and sweet.
You get a specialty one when we go to Ann Pizza that has pineapple.
Yeah, Ann Pizza makes a pizza with barbecue sauce, pepperoni, hot sauce, and pineapple, and just all the flavor combinations together rock my world. Not that I really eat pizza anymore ever, but if I were to cheat, that would be what I would cheat with, is pineapple pizza.
Captain Italiano over here is like, what?
Hopefully, Ann Pizza will come out with a cauliflower crust. So
I would love that. I would love that.
I know how to make another one. I'll have to share that with you.
Do you still have the founder's phone number from when they used to come drink at your mom's bar?
I do. I
you
know
should text them and be like, hey, so I love your pizza. Can't eat it anymore. Can you develop
I do know the owners of the Ann Pizza chain a little bit, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people.
Pineapple and jalapeno. And I'm like, yes.
Amber, we're going to have to give you control over the StreamYard.
I mean, how many StreamYards can I have control over?
I think I still can control Paul's, if I'm being honest. Back from the Smash-a-thon days. Right? See, this is exactly... See, Anton gets it. Pineapple on pizza is pansexual energy. And who is everyone in this community's favorite pansexual? This guy.
You.
So...
I love you, but I don't love pineapple on pizza. So
we can disagree on this and still love each other. It's not
absolutely
like you. I see like you viciously fight with Yakavetta and other people about it, and I'm like, it's okay. We can disagree on this. It's not like life changing.
Back when I worked at Domino's in another life, my go-to was pineapple, pepperoni, jalapeno, and bacon, and it's delicious because it's all four things on the flavor spectrum. So you got your salty, you got your sweet.
For me, I tend to just like
it's cat butts.
Why is everyone so nice to me? What did I do? I didn't do anything, but thank you, Brandon.
You exist. That's why.
Ta-da! We love you.
So for those who watched the entire charity stream, I ended up sobbing for like the last 5 minutes. And it's because I came to the realization that I almost don't feel like I existed until last year as who I am meant to be. And now I finally exist and I know what I'm meant to be doing and I found my people. So thank you people for allowing me to exist.
It was the anniversary one, not a charity
Oh yeah,
You
sorry,
said
the
charity
anniversary stream. The anniversary stream. Yeah, you're right. No, the
I mean,
charity
it
stream
depends on
last
who was
night.
there. It might have been charity for them.
Well, it was charity in so much that we raised over $1,000. So thank you again for all the incredible donations that you sent us. A special thanks to Ricardo Franco, who donated $365, $1 for each day we had been in existence thus far, which was super clever and unbelievably generous.
This is a very serious moment, but I am getting so much joy for how PLD's cat refuses to let him not pet it.
Is that Indiana Jones Marty McFly?
This is Indiana Jones Marty McFly. He is the one that likes to be on screen.
I love that
every
much.
time PLD stops, the cat turns back around and headbutts him, and it's just hilarious. Oswald does similar. He's currently at the foot of the bed, though. So thankfully he is not trying to headbutt me, but laptops have been knocked off of tables. Switches have been headbutted out of hands.
The worst part is he'll jump up on my desk, and sometimes he'll crawl behind, and like he'll fall off until we take out my mic and my headphones, and I'm like, I have to go run and fix it.
I can't have mine in here or on camera because there was this one lovely time when I played a King of the Hill match, and I brought her in here, and I was holding her, and we were being sweet and being cute. She put her paws up here, and she was looking in the camera, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then she decided to start mauling my hand, and I'm like, "Excuse me, excuse me." So yeah, and last night what was I doing? I don't even know. I opened the door, and she came in and was like harassing me, and I'm like, yeah, and that's my Cajun way of saying goodbye. Yeah.
I thought you were speaking cat, but I didn't know it.
I'm speaking Amber. That's completely Amber.
That's completely Amber? Okay. There's a little dialect I'm not aware of yet. That's all.
What about you, Ellie? What was your week in pop culture like? I mean, obviously we watched a lot of the same stuff, but you find times to do other stuff.
Mine's a little different. So I guess our hockey game was this week.
Was it? No, it was last week.
No, it was Monday. So
was it?
It's the last
within the week,
it was the 22nd.
Oh wow, this week has been so long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Liz and I went.
22nd, we went to our first live hockey game again. As Max has been very clear, we are vaccinated, but the state of New York also requires you to get a negative PCR test 72 hours before your event. We were told by the security guard the night before the Knicks game was disastrous because people got the dates wrong. And they had to turn away over 200 people because they did not have the right test or the right date for the test.
Oh, no.
Because there's been a little bit of an issue with the state where they announce, and then it's like, in 2 weeks, this will happen. So they had announced that when the baseball season starts, you can have an antigen test that's positive, a negative PCR test, or 2 weeks post your second vaccine. So people showed up to the Knicks game with an antibody test or their shot records. And they were like, no, that doesn't start until April 1st. For this game, you had to have this type of test done on this day. And I was obsessive over it, so made sure we had the right thing. Great, though, that all across the city, the baseball teams haven't announced it yet, how it's going to work, but the MLB or NHL and the basketball both are covering the costs of people's tests if they go where the team tells them. So like for Madison Square Garden, you go to Northwell Health. That's their health partner. And Barclays is using another group. But it was really nice to be able to go back and be somewhere that means a lot for New Yorkers. Like Madison Square Garden is New York.
Yeah, I won't lie. When we walked into the Garden, I got kind of emotional because not only because we have half season tickets, so like going to hockey games was a big part of our life pre-pandemic, but the Garden is a special fucking building. I mean, really the history in that building, and so it felt like a really, really positive step forward back to some sense of before.
Yeah, and for me it was a lot because I'm a double pandemic birthday. Unfortunately, my birthday is March 21st, so that's why Max was not on the last Unwind. Or did he catch in right at the end?
No, I joined in at the end for the we talked about the Snyder Cut.
And it's been a tradition for several years now since Max and I started dating and then got engaged and married that we go to the first home game near my birthday. because I love hockey. I love the Rangers. He tries to
Be
always
honest,
study-
you just like watching them in their butts.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
I mean,
girl.
hockey pants do something. It like lifts up.
No, fun fact, because hockey players use all of their
Oh, it makes
quads
sense.
and all
So
of
you're
that
saying
muscle.
that's natural? The whatever you want to.
They actually I wish I could like pull up the article, but they wrote an article a couple of years ago
About
that
hockey butts in
hockey
particular?
players, yes, they have to buy special blue jeans because like your off the rack blue jeans won't fit their quads and their asses. And so they have to get like specially made blue jeans because their glutes are so big because their height doesn't match what their glutes should be.
I think we just found our new show, Hockey Butts with Liz.
I was about to say, I feel like there's a show coming up there somewhere.
Yeah, like I know random things about sports players where Max will be like rambling off all of their stats, and I'll be like, "Did you know his dog's name is?" Like,
oh my gosh, you are my kind of sports person.
Yeah,
because
so,
I mean, I like
like
sports, but we can trade all these random pieces of information.
My favorite memory was Max and I were at an opening day Mets game 2 or 3 years ago now. I am a diehard Astros fan. Grew up in Houston, love the Astros. Rough a couple of years for me.
One time we were on an airplane and Liz has a Houston Astros backpack and this douche brogue started getting it into him and she went toe to toe with this guy and silenced him. He put his headphones in and shut up the rest of the flight. It's awesome.
Because he was a Yankees fan and I said, you want to talk about Apple Watches? And that's what shut him up.
Nice.
So we were at a game and I was on my phone and this guy looked over at Max and goes, "Can you get your wife to at least pay attention to the game or give these tickets to a kid that might enjoy it?" And he looks at him and goes, "Sir, she's listening to 3 other baseball games right now because I follow the entire league. So I will be on my phone while we're watching.
We are very serious about fantasy baseball in our family. So, in fact, we just had our fantasy baseball draft earlier today.
I am the commissioner of the low key baseball league.
Yep. Featuring such noted Schmodown personalities as James White, Brandon Hanna, PJ Campbell, and others who are not in the
Chris,
Schmodown.
who used to write for the Schmodown.
Oh yeah, Chris Galiski is in the league. Evan DeGraff.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And there's one other guy who knows nothing about the Schmodown. So when we were drafting on Zoom earlier and we were all talking about the pay-per-view and about the matches, we kept apologizing. He's like, "This is great. I feel like I'm at a bar and I understand what the people are talking about, but I also have no idea what they're talking about. And it's the most normal I've felt since last year."
To clarify, he currently has been quarantining for the last year with his 14-month-old daughter and his wife.
Paternity leave went right into COVID lockdown.
And so he's been working from home. He's been like the tech supervisor for the school he works at in New York City, kind of helping with the remote aspects. And he said, "At least I understand the words and sentences. I don't know the meaning, but it's better than my 14-month-old who only knows 7 words and speaks gibberish."
Oh yeah, we had a great time. The Rangers won, which was awesome. It felt really safe. You know, everyone was spaced out. It was only 10% capacity, masks the whole time. The staff did a really good job of ensuring, because even though we're vaccinated, we still want to wear masks and be safe. It felt really good and safe and like they're doing everything right. The food options were really limited. I noticed that certain things like popcorn or nachos that would require like a lot of eating, they're not selling right now. It's just really like substantial food that you can eat quickly because they don't want people to have their masks on for a long time. So they're making a lot of good choices. And
yeah.
And
then so the other pop culture stuff I'm a massive Bucky Barnes fan. I've said that many times on this network. I loved him before he was even popular. Max gave me that Hot Toys from the Winter Soldier.
I don't know if you can see him. He's kind of dark.
He's in the back. It's a little dark. I cosplayed as Lady Bucky Barnes for a very long time.
Well, Lady Winter Soldier, really.
Lady Winter Soldier, yes, not Bucky Barnes. I ran the first Avengers 10K, I think, as Lady Winter Soldier.
At Disneyland.
Nice. They have since got rid of that. I was I think I was Bucky I was captain for the half marathon. So I was Lady Captain America for the half and Lady Winter Soldier for the 10K or 5K. I can't remember which one it was. But I've loved him for a very long time. partially because I love Sebastian Stan, but also just Bucky Barnes is
Sebastian is a lovely looking gentleman. He's sexy as hell. Let's just be honest.
So after the last Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I decided to do a Winter Soldier rewatch, and I'm working my way through the Avengers universe movies that tie to Bucky. So I got through all 3 Captain Americas, and then became the great debate on which is next, which I originally was going to jump to Infinity War, but then I thought I needed to go to Black Panther because of what was said this week in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that even though it's the cutscene, it is the cutscene that sets up that little tidbit.
Yeah.
Yes, the White Wolf. And so I feel like I have to watch it.
I mean, it's also a great movie, so it doesn't hurt.
I thought it's an excuse to see Black Panther. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
That was the other thing. I was like, do I really want to go back into these characters, or can I use this as a reason to kind of cleanse the palate a little and get into watch a great movie? So that's my next one to do. Then we watched Superstore. Watched the Mighty Ducks first.
Oh yeah, I was going to talk. The first episode of the new Mighty Ducks show, Game Changers, is really good. It's fun. It has nostalgia. I'm so happy to see Emilio Estevez back. I really like the new kids, and I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan. So to see Lauren Graham in a new show, she's
I didn't know she was in it.
She's the lead. It's her and Emilio are the 2 adult leads.
That's why she's no longer in Zoe's.
So she left. She left Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist because I don't know how familiar you are with TV contracts, but you'll be in first position on one show and second position on another for scheduling. And she was first position on Mighty Ducks, and the filming of it got super delayed because of COVID. So when production finally came back, they were filming at the same time. She was first position on Mighty Ducks, so she went to do that. So they wrote her out of Zoe's this season. But really enjoyable show. I think, as cheesy as it sounds, it's like a great show to watch with your family because kids can enjoy it, adults can enjoy it, especially if they'd seen the movies before.
Yeah, and I told Max, I feel like for a very long time, the 2000s into the teens kind of lost that 10 to 14-year-old television show. You got into the Miley Cyrus and iCarly and all this stuff where it seemed like they got into situations that were for much older teenagers really quickly. Mm-hmm. And kids weren't allowed to have a show where they could just be kids. And it seems like they're setting this up where the Mighty Ducks Game Changers are 12-year-old kids. They just started in the new league, so they're getting into body checking and stuff like that. And they're just kids. In the lunchrooms, they're just kids. There's no weird tension between the boys and the girls in the beginning. They're just kids that play hockey. I love the little boy that podcasts. He reminded me basically of everyone on every network that I love watching.
Here's the other thing. The main kid, who is Lauren Graham's character's son, if you had told, and Liz first pointed this out, if you had told me that PJ had a love child, this kid looks so, he even does the same sad sack smirk that PJ does sometimes. Yeah. That's very delightful and charming. This kid looks so much like PJ. It's wild.
Wow. Max didn't see it at first, and I was like,
she was like, look
PJ
closer.
Had a kid 12 years ago, and none of us knew, because he looks exactly like PJ.
Yeah, it is one episode a week, Mike. And I think there's 10 episodes. And Tim said, I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm way more into the Duck Show. It's wonderful. Yeah, it's a really good first episode. I'm really excited to see it unfold.
And what also excites me is in the Mighty Ducks, it was never about...
One of the characters says that line. I'm really more of a podcasting body, which...
The kid that I love.
I can relate.
With the Mighty Ducks, they were a ragtag of underfunded players. So they were good hockey players. They just didn't have the funding. The difference is these are kids that are not good at hockey. They established that really fast that some of them don't know how to skate. One of them doesn't even own hockey gear. She's she duct tapes a boomerang to a stick to use it as a hockey stick.
Well, that's one of the things
I played hockey.
Always loved about the Mighty Ducks movies, and I'm glad they're continuing it with the show, is both boys and girls are on the team. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Too many sports movie, especially with kids, like that's what happens. They'll be, normally both genders are on the teams, and it's nice that they're including that on the show.
And I think even more so, the step forward this took is that there are girls on the better team. Like in the old one, the girl was on the Mighty Ducks because nobody would have taken her, and they needed a good skater.
Yeah,
like it was still like a girls don't belong here. And this one, the best player on the team is a girl, and they don't say anything about it. She is just the best 12-year-old player in this like very competitive Boston area team.
I'm also excited that I think it was Entertainment Weekly posted exclusive photos that in a couple of episodes, a good number of the original cast members, the kids who are now grown up, are coming to join the show and help out, which looks really fun and like has me right in the nostalgias.
I have to go back and rewatch the movies. It's been a long time since I've even done that.
I need to do that too.
They are.
Ooh, the meds are hitting me. I'm like,
ooh, you all right?
The yawn hit. I'm like, oh, don't yawn on camera. What
they are
doing?
Perpetually on in my house. I watch all of them like at least once a year, if not more. The third one less so, but the first two, we did a watch along of the second on PJCN.
At the beginning of the hockey season, Max always watches the first two Mighty Ducks and Miracle.
Yep.
Beginning of every single hockey season.
Yep.
Miracle is such a good movie.
Miracle's so good.
Yes. One of my favorites.
And then I guess my other pop culture thing is kind of that we went to Six Flags because it's got DC characters everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'm so sunburned. My neck is killing me.
I told you to get aloe. Just go get aloe.
I will.
It's clear that we have not been outside for an extended period of time for a year because at like 4 hours in, Max and I were exhausted from standing. And then
it's like we've been locked inside for so long, and now that we're vaccinated and feel safe doing things,
I'm more pink than I normally am on camera.
Sun. Also, I know I'm getting older because I got super nauseous on these rides, and in the past I wouldn't. So next time I go, Dramamine, honey.
Woo. Yeah, we rode the first ride. That was our first like fast coaster in a very long time.
Such a good coaster, but
very good coaster, old school, doesn't loop,
but it is still one of the still is like a 300
this
foot
isn't
drop.
Fun anymore. This isn't fun anymore. This isn't fun anymore. I was like, hold it in.
So I think it's also partly that you have to wear your masks on the ride.
Yeah.
And so I've noticed when taking a taxi, I will get more car sick than normal with my mask on because I'm not getting fresh air.
Right.
I think maybe the nausea was accelerated on the roller coasters because of the mask.
And Max uses better form-fitting like cloth masks versus I use throwaway surgical masks.
Yeah.
That's fair. I want to go get like the little cup thing that you can put under it.
I don't like them.
Max doesn't like them. I have them and use them because
they look like Hannibal Lecter's mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Exactly. Also, what Tim said is true. So one of the actors is Luke Islam in the Mighty Ducks. He did very well on AGT as a gorgeous voice. So it would be great to see him sing We Are the Champions because Queen is such a big part of those Mighty Ducks movies. And we know a Queen fan or two in this stream.
There's nobody. It can't be enough.
Would it be Paul?
When the world reopens, we can go to a Queen concert with PLD.
Oh yeah.
We'd love to go. We've seen them with Adam Lambert 2 or 3 times now.
I've seen him 4 times, Queen and Adam Lambert.
Yeah,
I think 5 times in Madison Square Garden. I saw him.
Some at Garden, some at Barclays.
I saw him at Madison and Barclay, and then Max kind of went on a little bit of a tour and saw them in Florida, and like
I got to see him in Boston, which was fun. That was a good one.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Also, I would like to bring up, y'all were talking about, going to Six Flags, and it has been over a year since I set foot in a Disney or Universal or even SeaWorld. Like, I'm 40 minutes away, and I'm like,
we're using Six Flags as our way to build up to our great Disney trip for Max's birthday. So
in June,
we're gonna get all the kinks out, figure out how to ride roller coasters without throwing up in masks.
I do believe you'll be there too, Amber.
I do believe I will be.
We did laugh because Six Flags Great Adventure has this dark ride that's kind of like if you took I'd say probably Goofy's Sky School, or
and put it inside.
Or what is it called? The one in Florida is not Sky School.
The Barnstormer.
Barnstormer. Yeah. So if you took kind of like that level of a coaster,
put it inside,
and you put it inside of a hangar bay and shut all the doors and turned off all the lights,
it makes it scarier because
it makes it scary.
But
for COVID rules, they had to open all the maintenance bays and put fans to blow air in and out to make air go through. Because any dark ride they're not able to do that with, they can't currently run, because I guess the like New Jersey rules for indoor spaces has a lot to do with the filtration and the air, and it makes me feel very safe that they're thinking about those kinds of things, because we know year in that's what's important for COVID is how much air is being circulated in from outside and how long does the air stay in a space and stuff like that. And so even with the lights turned off, because it's 3:00 in the afternoon and they have all the maintenance bay doors open, you can see everything in the coaster. So Max and I start laughing because we're like, wow, this is actually a really crappy kiddie coaster.
And really cheap too.
Yeah, that they put a terrible skull in, because it's Skull Cavern that you're supposed to discover the skull at the end. And like, to make it a little more fitting, they like turned it to disco mode. So like when you swoop,
it was basically
his eyes are just like
what the Yeti at Everest has been like for years. Disco Yeti.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I need like what is it, a flashlight just so I can shine it on like a big bunch of hair.
Right.
Like
but it was a fun time, and it was a good stepping stone to like getting back to some things. But you don't remember how much like being out and walking and being around people can be exhausting when you haven't done it in over a year.
Seriously. I just walk my dog. I'm like, wow, I love getting outside again.
People are going to like have to reprogram themselves to society.
Yeah, I have to go to my office tomorrow for the first time in over a year, and I don't think I know what to do. I have to commute.
Oh, speaking of things that people are doing tomorrow, maybe in the middle of their workday, I am getting my first shot.
Nice.
Hey,
yay!
Very nice.
We got in at Publix.
Whenever I hear someone that I know getting their first shot, I get like a visceral sense of joy. It just makes me so happy.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Liz basically covered everything. But on Friday, I went with my buddy and we saw Nobody, which rocks so hard. It is such a great action movie. It's written by Derek Kolstad, who wrote the John Wick movies, directed by the guy who did Hardcore Henry. It's got a great sense of style, really cool world building. But what I love is how amazing and badass Bob Odenkirk is. Like, you would not think this is the guy who should star in your action movie. And yet somehow he is so believable, so badass. And they use his like very everyman quality to their advantage. And then you got the great Christopher Lloyd in there playing his dad. And you got RZA. And it was so much fun to see, if you're not comfortable going to the theater, if you haven't been vaccinated yet, it is a Universal movie, so they only have a 17-day window between theaters and streaming, so it will be available on PVOD in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
But if you are comfortable or you are vaccinated, I do recommend going to see it. It was like a nice return to the theater. We saw it in like a big AMC Prime, so the sound was awesome. Really great, fun action flick. And it definitely leaves room for further entries, so I can't wait to watch Still Nobody.
I literally, so the theater across the street from us has a drive-in thing that they're doing on the side of the building. So I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of sad because they did Hook last night and I was super busy working. So I was like, I can't go see Hook more. But I mean, I have Hook on my TV. My TV's really big. So yeah. I don't know what I'm complaining about. I can watch it here. Drive into my couch.
Yeah, Hook is good.
I am going to the movies next week finally, because I saw my local theater has been doing very well with their policies. I'm only one in, but there's not many people in the theater. I like check the thing. I'm kind of like, okay, I'll do it. There's only so many people there. But with my brother, who I just met in August, the first time.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's a huge Godzilla fan. Like
Star
Wars. And so he's been like wanting to push me and like to see that stuff with him. And so when this came out, he's like, "We're going, dude." I went, "All right." So the first movie we get to see together is gonna be Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm very, very excited about it. Forever.
I'm definitely gonna go see Godzilla versus Kong in theaters next week while I'm in Florida, because I'm going to Florida on Tuesday.
I am waiting for Regal to reopen because we now live in Brooklyn and there's not an AMC in Brooklyn.
Well, there is. It's just not close to us, but the Regal is close to us.
And I don't feel like traveling all the way into Manhattan to watch a movie when I could go one stop on the subway to a Regal and watch
we're
a
also
movie.
about 10 minutes from the Alamo Draft House, which is opening on May 7th. So I can't wait for that because I love the Alamo Draft House.
Y'all are getting a draft house. That's
no,
amazing.
We have it. I used to go to it all the time, but it's been closed for COVID, and they're reopening the 7th.
Yeah,
so I love going there.
Like we said, like I said with the theme parks, the city is really requiring places to have certain types of air filters and stuff. So the smaller chains and then the mom and pop places are having to. So Regal is caught in their whole legal thing. Is the only reason they're dragging their feet. But Alamo, they only have 2 locations up here, and so from my understanding, they had to work with the building they're inside of because it's like
I don't think they wanted to spend the money on everything they needed until they were sure they could open and that they're going to stay open. But the draft house here has been such a success that they're they bought the floor above them. Above them. So their 6 screen theaters now going to be 12 screens. They're expanding, which is really cool.
It's like in the New York equivalent of a mall. So
there's like a Target in the same building.
A Century 21 on
with like a food court in the basement. No, the Century 21 is gone, and that's what they're taking over.
Yeah, the Century 21 left, and so they're
more movie theaters is always okay by me.
Yeah, we lost a couple of our art houses due to coronavirus. So it'd be nice to have Alamo with more screens so they can do more of the art housey type thing. But interestingly, here in the city, even AMC is in on the art house game. AMC Times Square is so big.
Well, they have 25 screens, so they got to find stuff to play.
25 screens. And so you can literally see Bollywood movies the day they're released in India. You can see them in Times Square, New York City.
Wow.
We get a lot of foreign language films that play at those AMCs. And it's like, if you were in the middle of Podunk, USA, and AMC would never put a Bollywood film in. But because Times Square needs to fill 24 screens and we're the melting pot of the world literally in the city, it's a great way to see movies that you may never have experienced before.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that.
I worked for AMC for a very long time, and I know
Where haven't you worked?
Well, that's a good question. I worked at 5 different AMC theaters.
Oh, wow. All in Florida or New Orleans?
So 3 in the New Orleans area, 3 in Southeast Louisiana, 1, the original Palace Theater. It was in Elmwood. Then the West Bank, and then the Hammond one when I moved up to college. And then when I moved here, I worked at both the Disney Springs one when it used to be downtown Disney, or the Pleasure Island 24. Because that doesn't exist anymore.
One of my speaking of Pleasure Islands, when I was a kid, I dreamed of going to the Adventurers Club.
Kungaloosh.
And I never got to go. By the way, speaking of the Adventurers Club,
oh God,
we have someone else who has come here to join us on this bizarre, nonsensical show that only the Unwind can be. He may have the best beard in the game. If not the best, it's certainly up for debate. And speaking of debates, I'm just going to bring him on so him and Paul can debate. It's Justin. Did someone say hockey butt?
Wow, there you go. There is a hockey butt right there.
The amount of times I've seen that butt on that screen is just
I do want to comment on Sean Weinblade's the studio movie grill. So Alamo has a very specific rule that you cannot talk during a movie. If you want to reorder in the middle of a movie, you have to kind of raise your order card like it's a flag.
Yeah,
They come by and like crouch down and like each row has a walking section behind it. And they kind of like ninja-esque grab your card and then come back, and there's no talking at all. They will actually kick you out if they see your phone light, if they see you're talking or anything. So Alamo is probably the best way to do dine-in movies.
Yeah, I'm all about like preserving the sanctity of the movie going experience. Like if you talk or you're on your phone, I get pissed, and I don't find the draft house distracting. I think they're really good at what they do. Their staff is really well trained, so the waiters don't distract me at all.
The best one is the one we go to in Florida.
It's an ideal situation watching a movie whilst drinking a whiskey or a beer.
Where do you go in Florida?
In Boca. But they have one here, but it's a little too bougie.
iPick is very bougie because there's like maybe 24 seats in the entire theater.
Yeah, and they give you a pillow and a blanket. I'm like, I don't know
they
who's
give you a
touched this
pillow, a
blanket
blanket.
before.
It includes your popcorn that they served you in a real
movie
bowl.
theater blanket.
Yeah.
See, when
look,
Sean was talking about Studio Movie Grill,
Justin, tilt your camera down. Jeez, man, says Ferris.
Man, dude, my screen's too big. I got rich all of a sudden from like COVID stuff and everything, and like my screen's like way taller than me. What I used to.
You got that COVID stimmy, and you stimulated the economy.
So I got me one of those big, big incher screens, man.
Big incher screens.
That's what she said.
I should change. I was going to say I should change my name to. Did somebody say Big Incher?
Yeah, but I'm going to say this. In Alabama, we don't remember the Alamo. So what we do here is we just get us a like big bottle and we chug like half of it, then go watch the movie. Because we don't have one of those sweet places that serves alcohol while we're trying to watch movies.
So you just pregame?
Oh.
Yeah, we just pregame.
Is it?
If you're smart, you can bring it in your bag. Was
it a new AMC or a new Regal that now has the like microbrewery inside?
I think.
Well, now we do have an AMC, so maybe AMC
that
can
Lower
start
East
doing
Side Regal that opened. Good night, Brandy.
Good night, Brandy.
Night, Brandy.
Much love.
Yeah, I remember we went and saw Star Wars, so it must have been the Lower East Side Regal, and they were working on getting their liquor license because they were putting in a microbrewery
in the Regal
of the movie theater in the Regal.
Well, okay, that's a choice. So, Justin, what was your week in pop culture like? What'd you watch? What'd you play? What'd you read? What'd you see? What'd you do?
What, you talking about this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, the very one we just lived.
Wow, man. I was, of course, watched Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Shocked to hear.
Brandy makes me. Me and PLD is going to have to do the Ted Lasso thing, not because I don't even know what the hell it is. I just seen a clip and heard a Nerd Chronic comment. And because Nerd Chronic can't win the Yodi Award, me and Paul has got to get together and do this for Nerd Chronic. Even if it's just private viewing for Nerd Chronic, me and PLD have to get together and do this. So we're going to be working on that soon. When we get off of here, I'm going to be watching one of the newer Godzilla and King Kong movies and stuff to get ready for the Godzilla King Kong that's about to come out.
Which one?
I did a trailer reaction, which was pretty funny, to the new Suicide Squad that's going to be coming out with James Gunn, and it's pretty funny.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
I thought my comment was good too.
It was.
I've been reading.
It's just not what I meant to put on.
I've been reading a lot of the canon Star Wars books, like from the beginning, based on release dates. But like I kind of slowed down on that for a bit because, man, I went through like 4 books in like 1.5 weeks, and I was like, damn. I'm from Alabama. I'm not supposed to read this fast. So like I'm calm that down just a little bit. And,
damn it, Justin.
Don't get too smart. They'll kick you out of the state.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like almost.
And we're all out of room
already.
in Brooklyn.
You're so close to Florida. You could just come here. It's fine. We have lightsabers.
Is Florida really that much better?
I was gonna say I can't really talk. I grew up in Texas, so I feel like.
Okay.
In Texas, if you can make
not
an
only
X,
did
they'll
you
let
grow
you
up in
graduate.
Texas, you grew up in a town called Cut and Shoot.
I did.
Cut and shoot. Not to cut and shoot.
I think they've updated the name because they actually are a formalized city now. So they had to put the word "and" because the state doesn't like you to have just a letter or an ampersand. But yes.
By the way,
I
speaking
did.
of ampersand, here at the PJ Campbell Network, we stand ampersand.
I stand ampersand.
Now,
wait, someone in the chat says they
you
live
lived in Cut and Shoot? Seriously?
I'm gonna need to connect with this when
it's such a small town. I've never heard of it.
Still Cut and Shoot says too.
I will never forget though, at a Schmodown Live event in Brooklyn a couple years ago, Frankie and Brad Gilmore were doing like the pre-show before everything started. And somehow Liz raised her hand and said, "I'm from Cut and Shoot," and Brad got the entire theater chanting "Cut and shoot, cut and shoot." You were there, Paul. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah.
I think Brad was talking about the fact he's from Houston.
Oh yeah.
And I said I was from Houston, and he said, "No. Where are you actually from? Because Houston is what people say when they're from another place in Texas, but no one wants to say where."
It is very close to Connor.
And so I did actually grow up in Houston. I grew up in a place called Aldine, which is it's a sub community of Houston. It used to be its own city, and then the city of Houston bought it out. And then I moved out to Cut and Shoot, but weirdly, I don't actually have it on an ID or anything because the street that I lived on, if you were on the first half of the street, you were in the city of Cut and Shoot. But if you were on the second half of the street, you were just in the county. And so you had to put Conroe as your address, which was like 45 minutes away, as the other person said. So it made no sense.
Wow.
They didn't let you choose the city.
Hey, listen.
Yes, Ferris, cities can buy cities. If they buy, it happens.
I would like to buy a city, but not Cut and Shoot.
Listen,
but yeah,
it's way better to live in Cut and Shoot than Two Egg, Florida, or the town next to it called Bacon. Like, that's crazy. Let me tell you something.
I wouldn't mind living in Bacon. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, Bacon, like, it does sound good, but
like, where are you from? I was born in a
dinner.
town called Filet Mignon.
The best part of Cut and Shoot was that, like, it was backed up against towns that called, like, I went to First Baptist Church of Grossville. There was, or was it Grangerland?
Right.
And all of these cities just got their name when it was like Blankville or land because some rich dude owned all of the land and decided he wanted a city. And all you have to do in Texas is like fill out the form and provide policing and firing.
It's family bought Schitt's Creek, so anyone can buy a town. By the way, I would just like to note that earlier today, I was like, I don't know what we're going to do on the Unwind. I have no topic. So I didn't expect geographical lessons of Texas, but I'm here for it. It's great. So good.
So what's really weird is like my entire extended family lives in the Houston area. Like,
you know what I talk about, like that Houston is like Aldine, Katy, Sugarland, all that stuff's just Houston.
I like Sugarland. That's a nice.
I want to stay in Sugarland.
Sugarland
is a real place.
Welcome to Texas. It doesn't take much to make governments. That should be the state motto.
Let me tell you guys this. I gotta tell you guys something.
Mums are an amazing Texas tradition for homecoming. They are massive flowers that you wear on your chest. You are usually given it to you by your sweetheart, but you can make your own. They're wonderful.
I've never given you a mum. Have I failed?
No, because we're not in Texas and I'm not a teenager anymore.
Thank God for that.
Like when the whole family went to Woodland High School or the Woodlands High School, I was like, what the hell are these giant ribbon things with stuffed animals stuck in them? I'm like, what is this shit? And they're like, oh, this is a mum. And I'm like, I'm from New Orleans. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard of. And they're like, no, it's amazing. It's a tradition. And I'm like, okay, it's kind of cool. It's weird though. I'm like, okay.
How does everyone feel about Jeff's question? I just went to get some Oreos, and there was a single Oreo with the filling eaten and the cookie placed back in the package. Do I get a divorce or renew my vows?
Are there children in the house, or is there only adults that could have committed this crime?
I think you're good. Oh, Davlin says he teaches college, or I think he teaches. Excuse me if I've misgendered you. I apologize, but I think you're he. He teaches college in the Woodlands.
I was like, I think I know where you teach.
What was that, Liz?
Is that at Lone Star? If so, I went to Lone Star.
Either that or Montgomery County.
Okay.
But
I'm eating Oreo.
Or Montgomery College.
I'm eating an Oreo blast thing right here from Sonic. Eat your heart out, Jeff. And secondly, if me and Paul both showed up at Sugarland at the same time, the whole country of America has diabetes at that point. Because it's going to be way too sweet. Way too sweet. You know what I'm saying?
But this goes back to how ridiculous Texas is in naming their cities. Yes, Max does.
I do know that.
I probably have it.
But that reminds me that we have to give you your shot at some point.
Excuse me. We're on the air. That's TMI.
Or not to do that on air?
I will not. No one wants to see that.
Listen, we have to protect your health. Okay.
If you Venmo me $1,000, Liz can come give me my shot on air. No problem.
Donation. Let's do it. Come on, guys.
If you donate $1,000, Liz will come give me my shot on air. Fine.
It's not that enthusiastic. You can't even see the needle.
No, it's not a big deal. It's not insulin. It's just a stupid fucking thing, and it's like boop boop done. I could do it myself, but why when you have someone else who could do it?
100%.
What I was
it's true, Ferris. Everything is content nowadays.
Yeah. What I was talking about with Sugarland is Texas is just so like, how are we going to name this town? That it's like, oh, this is where sugar cane is and where we put the sugar factory. We're just going to call it Sugarland. Because that's where it is for many years where they process sugar.
Sometimes simplicity just works.
And the Woodlands is legitimately used to just be all woods, and so they named it Woodlands.
It's really weird. It's like the Disneyland, like the Disney World of like housing neighborhoods and stuff, because everything's broken into a neighborhood. They have this really big, beautiful mall area where the pavilion is, and then you drive back. And we were driving to my aunt's house, and she lives way back in this area called, or she used to. She used to live in Alden Bridge, and we're just like driving back there, and it's like the Kroger is hidden behind trees and everything, and you're driving. It's like, this is bizarre. What is happening here? But my aunt lives actually on Lake Conroe now, so there you have it.
I'm starting to feel like I might know this Davlin Miss Trunner if I knew their real name in real life. It's too much of a circle that's starting to overlay.
I would just like to point out, P'all.
You're reading the chat and saying things.
I went,
Paul, I got that.
Right, I went to say Paul and PLD at the same time, and it came out P'all. That over on Twitter, Sean Wingblade tweeted us that his dinner just arrived, and it is pineapple on pizza.
Yes!
I don't want to see it.
Yes.
I can't. I don't want to get sick. I don't get vomited all over you.
Listen, P'all.
Spew it everywhere. It would be not good television or YouTube or whatever.
Amber, we'll have to chat offline to see if this is someone I know.
Man. Listen. Do you eat
the circle's getting too small?
do you get trail mix with like the little chocolates in them, PLD?
No, I do not.
Do you get like popcorn and then eat some chocolate with it?
Separately? Yes.
Yeah, like not in the same bag, but you'll eat a mouthful of popcorn with chocolate right behind it.
I'll have pizza here and a cut up pineapple here. I just want to put them together.
Bro,
they belong together.
They do not belong together.
You dumb. Together. I gotta say that's one of the dumbest comments I've ever heard in my
Here's why.
life.
And here's why. Here's what I'm saying. And I don't know this. Indiana's gonna come kick your ass.
Oh yeah, I'm real scared of your cat, P'all.
Hey, you're allergic. Like
I am of all the cats, orange cats are the ones I'm least allergic to. But I will deal.
I will say that here he is. I will say that. Oh God,
that's a fat kitty.
That is Indiana Jones, Marty McFly.
That's what she said.
No, I mean no, that's what I said.
Okay, check the chat, Maxwell, if you haven't seen it yet.
I will say that.
Which part?
Quisha said pineapple on pizza is a good thing. My Italian wife signed off on it.
Yeah, there you go.
And I responded. I said, I trust your wife more than I trust PLD.
And Jeff says, I trust my wife more than I trust
Jeff's
PLD.
wife took the Oreo, licked the Oreo, and put it back in the bag without the cream filling. So I
putting
can't trust
pineapple on pizza felt weird when I used to work at Little Caesars on Aldine, Westfield.
It's the world is just getting smaller.
I can see Elizabeth's brain.
About, like,
Sorry, it's getting too small. I'm not
Woodlands.
okay with this. I think I have to know this person.
Hey,
I have to.
Look, I'm sorry.
If you're okay, blink twice.
I'm sorry, Miss Ellie, but this is either going two ways, and I love the horror genre, so that's why I'm saying I'm sorry, because either this is like a legit innocent person that just so happens to live in the same place that you used to live at one point in time, or this is a stalker. And because of the way I think this might be leading into stalking territory, like they might not know these places. They're literally just looking at a Google Maps right now and just like, ooh, where can I say I'm from next?
I can confirm that this person is a real person and is generally speaking normal. So yes.
Generally speaking, so there's a chance that they are.
I'm just saying, are any of us normal outside of generally speaking? So
it's the good majority of us spend our time making stupid shows on YouTube. Of course, we're not normal. This is what we do.
Out of all of us, you're the only one who made like 20 different thumbnails this week for different shows on YouTube.
Some of them you're not actually doing.
You remember that Chuck E. Cheese?
I did.
You remember that Chuck E. Cheese, Ellie?
Okay.
Close to where you used to live?
Now that you bring it up, Paul,
yes,
some are real, some are not.
So can we play that game?
Before PJ and Sean had to cancel tonight, that literally the whole show was going to be a reveal show of which are real and which aren't. I will tell you this. I will now announce another show coming to the PJCN. It's me, Sully, PJ, and Dan. It's called The Bad People Collective.
I want to be in this.
In which every week we will pick something that is universally beloved, say puppies, and we'll start. I fucking hate puppies, and here's why. Today, I'm going to talk about why chocolate is the worst thing on the earth. So that joins. Okay, so far we've announced Cooking with Cauliflower, where every recipe features cauliflower, hosted by a puppet named Cauli.flower.
That's definitely true. That's definitely a real one.
Broke Bitch with Abigail Friel, but not that broke. Okay. Who's That Bitch? An exploration of dogs in cinema.
That definitely sounds real.
Already planning the episode with Bibbs to talk about Air Bud.
That's why it sounds really real.
A retrospective on the works of James Gunn called It's Always Gunny in Philadelphia. The Bad Person Collective, or the Bad People Collective, and another one. Gosh, all right.
Justin's face right now. He's just so serious.
You guys vamp for a second, and I'll bring up a thumbnail. I need a second to get it that I have not announced yet. I'm going to make the grand announcement right here, right now. But I just need a minute of vamping. So you guys can do this. You're all pros.
I will say this. What I was saying before is that for pizza, for me.
Oh God, not you, Paul. He didn't mean for you to vamp. God,
can you just remove
viewers,
again?
Paul.
You had to let me have my say.
Your last name's Danuzzi.
For cheese,
but mine is the I. It's so confusing.
Pineapple tends to overwhelm the cheese portion of it. There's too much in there, so I don't get the same cheese love I get out of a pizza with that when the pineapple's on it.
I can respect what PLD's argument is. I don't like pineapple on my pizza. I don't stop other people from getting it. I think it's a fine thing for other people. But I am a cheese lover. I prefer white pizza where there's no sauce, there's nothing. It's just cheese on the pizza.
Those are really good. So in the town that I went to college in the first time around, their white pizza had like an Alfredo sauce on it, and I was not digging that. I was like,
I thought a white with garlic Parmesan sauce was actually pretty good too.
Garlic Parmesan is good. Any sort of Alfredo, I'm just
you
not
like
feeling.
pesto on pizza, Ellie?
Yes, my favorite pizza is chicken pesto pizza, where instead of red sauce they use pesto, and then they put a lot of cheese, and then you put chicken on it. It's so good.
Okay. So we also announced, and this one was already announced, Kristen's Great Drive-Thru Adventure, where she goes to every Taco Bell within 100 miles and compares and contrasts the different crunch wraps. And now this one. So do you like the American Frontier?
I love the American Frontier.
Do you like Mythology?
I love Mythology.
Do you like Saul?
Yeah.
Saul, the movie franchise?
Saul. Saul.
So
like
coming
down
soon,
Saul.
Coming soon to the PJCN, Saul Tales.
Yes.
Oh God.
Adelia, I hope you're still watching.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So this is the exciting new show where every month Saul will take us through the mythology of the American frontier.
Oh God.
But he actually looks like
he does know. Look, he does know that this is like about tales and mythology about like America, right? Not like Scandinavia or something.
Again, I leave it up to you to decide if any of these or all of these or none of these are real or not.
Well, that one sure as ain't. That ain't real. I can guarantee you the last one you just said ain't real.
Unless I have a blackmail dossier.
Well,
and
maybe
he has no choice.
Maybe I know. Have some.
Maybe I found out his last name and I was like, you do this or I'm telling everyone your last name.
That would be great.
Listen, Max.
Also, can we hashtag Saul Show every time?
Pointer, man. When you have Paul on, never say like, don't leave it open to anyone to start the banter. Like, always give the job to someone else.
Look,
I mean, the dude's last name's Denuzio, for God's sakes. Like,
what's wrong with that?
It's like, because it sounds like people about to fall asleep. Denuzio sounds like a sleep.
It's a sleep drug. Sorry.
With the amount that you talk on your show sometimes, how do people not fall asleep by the end? Let's got one more thing to say. And then, one more thing. Half an hour later, you're still talking.
I have a guest show for Justin. Justin's motivational speeches, but we need a better name for it. So like motivational
we need a better
talk. Motivation talk with Justin. I don't know.
You better start for it too.
We'll call it Ham Boring.
Wow.
Because that's how you feel whilst watching.
Ham boned.
Look, I have trouble sleeping. It's the exact show I need.
I actually feel bad right now. I respect Maxwell's opinion, unlike PLD's. So that kind of hurt a little bit. That kind of hurt a little bit.
No, it's all in good fun.
Just take the name and put a D on the end.
And we have the wonderful Marcus here in the chat. If you've watched any of Sully's Twitch streams, Marcus's voice is usually heard. And you may have heard the running joke about how Marcus is above average mating stock. So I'm thrilled to announce that coming soon is Mating Stock with Marcus Hertz.
Oh, he's above average mating stock.
He's above average mating stock.
This is a guy.
This is pretty good. Just Insomnia is pretty good. That's real good. And by the way, ASG, Chag Sameach.
Yes, Chag Sameach.
What's up,
Curtis? I'm guessing that has something to do with his Jewish heritage.
Yeah, we're Jewish too. It's Passover right now.
Oh, okay.
So he's doing online Passover. Is that what y'all doing too? Or just hanging out with yourselves?
We just had our own little thing earlier.
Okay.
Tonight. Last year we did it on Zoom, but this year my family was like, meh.
The rest of the family is in Florida together for Passover. We're the only ones that didn't go because, quite frankly, I'm not giving JetBlue a ton of money for a 3-day trip when we could push the 3-day trip by a week and spend
I'm going to Florida on Tuesday.
Yeah, so
Mike King said he just had a Zoom Seder with some of his cousins. That's nice.
Oh, nice.
A friend of mine
I did make matzo ball soup
Seder
tonight.
We looked at going to Max's parents since the entire family has been able to get vaccinated except for the kids.
Wow.
And
here's my matzo ball soup that I made earlier. There you go.
JetBlue charges $600 a person to go one way to Florida for Passover.
Very nice.
It was good.
And then Max spent $100 for his flight on Tuesday.
No,
so we thought
no.
was better.
$79.
Yeah. So we decided to push it 3 days.
PJ, not PJ, but Maxwell, you did.
Excuse me.
Yeah, you
wow.
Just come on, man. Y'all guys, both of you guys are great. So it's not like anybody.
Okay,
really
but one is better.
Okay. Well,
one is here and one is not.
You did forget one thing though. You forgot me and Tim Franco's new show.
Oh.
Where me and Tim Franco watches hockey, then comes on here and talks about hockey butts. Not even the game, just the hockey butts. Because if people don't realize this or remember, Tim Franco is a silver medalist in synchronized. Wait, I might not should say this. We're just gonna say butthole swimming. Okay, synchronized butthole swimming. He's a silver medalist. I've got proof. There's a picture somewhere.
Well,
I think that stream's still up on my
is it time to end the stream now? Because that was the end for me.
On that note.
I was gonna say, I thought Tim Franco was supposed to have a beer show.
No, he's having a cooking show. Cooking with Tim.
Do you not think we're gonna be drinking beer while talking about hockey butts?
You do have to yell the title every time. It's not Cooking with Tim. It's in all caps. So it's Cooking with Tim. Because Tim is an exceptional cook. And I have been on many Zoom calls with him where he just brings his laptop to his kitchen and we all stop talking because it's like watching an artisan go to work.
What's my show?
What do you want your show to be?
I get to pick?
Of course.
Oh
you don't think everyone has picked Broke Bitch, but Not That Broke was Abby's choice. It wasn't something we came up with. Kristen's great drive-through adventure was not come up with on a whim. There was serious time put into creating this.
So I'll be here next week to talk about what my show is because I can't decide in the next 5 minutes.
Fair.
I'm like, I have no idea.
Marcus, yeah, you got to pick Marcus. Don't gaslight me.
Lies.
Teriyaki chicken with Amber. No.
We already have 2 cooking shows: Cooking with Cauliflower and Cooking with Tim.
This is the name of me and Tim Franco's show right here.
Did someone say
hockey butt?
What? There was another. I'm trying to remember the other
I'll
one.
be a special guest on that one.
That's right.
I'm trying to remember.
You're more than welcome to join in.
Arbitrary awkward moments in theme parks.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I will literally take my camera and walk around theme parks and do dumb things in dumb places.
I wanted to make a rock and roll theme park, because I wanted to make like the highway to hell and then the stairway to heaven, like roller coasters dueling each other.
That's kind of what Rock and Roller Coaster is.
Yeah,
that used to actually be a park. Exactly what you're talking about.
I want a place in there that serves a salad with Motley croutons. Like that's got to happen. We got Paradise City to be like the adult section. There's a all kinds of things and all kinds of ideas that I had.
I'm here for it. Let's buy a theme park.
I just
Hard
remember
Rock Park was this, and they actually had a Moody Blues ride that my friend designed. I was like, nice.
I really want to go to Dollywood. I just remembered another show that Sully came up with, and it's called "Is That a Marshmallow?"
Wow. Wow, I don't know about that one.
Blows my mind.
Listen, though,
I had to remind.
Go ahead.
I had to remind myself today that I don't like the Passover marshmallow candies because I was looking for desserts that we are allowed to have during Passover, and I saw them tucked behind a corner at our supermarket, and I was like, "Oh, they have the marshmallows and jelly rings covered in chocolate." But then I had to remind myself that I don't actually like either of those, and why should I suffer through them?
Wow, you could have shipped that to me. I thought it was going to be gross, like those stupid like things we get at Easter. The
Peeps.
Peeps.
No,
I thought that was going to be like marshmallow peep things.
Did you hear about Peeps Pepsi that's coming out?
Well,
right.
Yeah, so they're doing Pepsi, and so Drew McWeeny tweeted the other day, "How come they didn't call it Peepsy?"
They should have, absolutely.
Right? It's a missed opportunity.
Did you see these great
Bye,
cooking
Adelia.
shows?
I'll see you a little later
Bye,
at Live in the Dark.
I'll be there soonish.
So the whole thing with Passover desserts is that kosher gelatin is not that good.
They don't sound
so
good.
like anything that's jellied or marshmallow or whatever uses kosher gelatin. And then all the rest of it is like coconut based desserts because it can't have flour. So you can't have like, I guess flourless chocolate cake is the best one, but we didn't get it this year.
Oh man, I'm glad you told me that and warned me because I want my gelatin to actually tell me it's bad for me before I eat it. That's what kind of gelatin I like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you put it in your mouth and like you can still taste the granules of sugar because it didn't fully dissolve. That's the kind of gelatin I like to eat right
You
there.
want the gelatin that's made from animals.
Yes, pretty much.
So if I'm going to eat gelatin, you better have killed a horse first.
Wow, they kill horses for gelatin?
Yeah, it's glue made from it's made from horses.
No, gelatin is made from like the
You know how
cartilage.
many horses I've ate? God,
It's not
dude, I feel
horses.
so bad right now. It's like horses.
Max, it's pork. That's why it's not kosher.
Whatever,
who
they
cares
kill
about
an animal
pigs?
to make
Yeah,
gelatin.
we got to get bacon and they got to die. Horses, like,
Yeah.
I don't want to eat horses. But
Look,
No,
we
no,
have to be
it's not
talking about when
horses.
Charmin motherfucking pig.
let me say, look, let me tell you something. When I put bacon in my mouth, it's literally the happiest time of my life. Like I literally take my time.
Well, clearly you've never had a dick in your mouth, Justin.
Wow, wow. Well, hey, wait.
This is
When
the type of content you can expect here at the PJ Campbell Network.
That's what
you're
ham
right.
elbow.
Off the
You're
rails.
right. I never have.
Woo!
You're
Baby,
right.
we were never on the rails.
Look, I never have, but it may end when me and PLD see each other at the next live event. You know what I'm saying?
So
Several
now,
hugs turned into something
I was
else.
gonna say, Max, I've had dicks in my mouth before, and I
Wow.
think bacon is better. Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry,
Yeah, I agree with
bacon is
Ellie.
better.
You know what? I never tasted
Now-
a dick ever, but I'm going to agree with Ellie right now. She has said the most true thing I've heard all goddamn day today. Not going to lie to you. Like bacon tastes better than dick. I'm just like,
look,
I mean,
okay, we weren't talking about
Amber
flavor.
agree.
It wasn't a flavor. No, look, fine. Of course,
both
bacon
salty.
tastes better than cock does. Of course it does. We're
Whether you
not
had
talking
pineapple
about
in
it.
pizza or not.
We're not talking about a flavor comparison.
I'm literally going to fracture like right now.
I'm
I'm just like,
no, like even for me, the experience of bacon is
Look,
better.
I have to say this because of my reputation. This was not my fault, guys. I didn't come on here. I didn't bring up hockey butt. That was brought up before I got up here. And I did a little hockey butt joke. And then things went off the rails. Not for my fault. I just said, yes, I
There has
agree.
never been
Bacon
an
tastes
episode of the Sunday Evening Unwind that even began on the rails.
Okay.
It's just
All
the
right,
rails
cool.
don't
All right.
exist.
I'm literally crying.
I feel like I'm going to change the tagline from the show about whatever to where we're going. We don't need rails.
Oh my God, yes, do it.
Look, man, I'm telling you right now. Look, God, dog. I never thought I'd have them words come out of my mouth together, though. that
Look,
bacon tastes
if
better
I
than
was dying
dick.
tomorrow and someone said, okay, you could either eat bacon or you could suck a dick, I would have to think pretty hard about it.
No, I'm eating the bacon.
I would eat the
I'm eating the
bacon.
hell out of that bacon.
I literally had BLTs for dinner. I know my life.
You know,
Now,
The show is unwinding.
that might be a different topic.
hey, Hey,
is
listen.
like,
What if
this
it's
is like a sweater
bacon
song?
wrapped?
It's just unraveling as we
What
go.
if it was like what if it was the Rock's cock? Like you knew it was gonna be like really girthy and thick.
What if it was filet mignon style?
What if you're putting pineapple on the
where
cock?
You had
What are we
you just
I
wrap
don't
the
want to
bacon
put
around
pineapple on a cock.
What does it go on your pizza?
What about bacon though? What about wrapped in bacon? Is
All
that
right,
be
to
good?
everyone still in the chat, you have a choice: bacon or cock. Let's hear it.
Let's see how many bacons
Listen,
do
guys.
we get.
Listen, before their show gets canceled, I just want to point out the fact they are talking about spotted dick that comes from the great land of England, where that is something you legitimately eat.
Who is going to cancel this?
I don't know. Probably.
Who do you think pulls the strings?
We got a lot of bacon lovers in here.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any.
I've never had so many people agree with me and saying the bacon.
Bacon's cock.
Okay, fine. Look, the answer is obviously bacon. You guys don't know how to do a bit. Gosh.
We know how to.
No, but hold on.
No, we know how to
ASG got
do
a
a
good
bit.
point. ASG a good point. Kevin Bacon's cock.
Oh.
Wrapped in bacon.
You know, speaking of pineapple, sometimes semen tastes like pineapple.
I just want to reiterate that that's my.
Whoa, is this a real thing right here?
Wow,
about
you
tears?
froze at the wrong time. You want to give us some drop?
Yeah.
What were you about to say?
I'm dropping out.
We're not going to get this knowledge. I want to know if this knowledge was.
I know, it felt like it was going to be really important.
It really did.
I think she was about to say, I just want to remind you all that this is my husband.
That is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Who cares if you eat bacon or dick so long as you enjoy yourself?
Ferris, have y'all watched Girls Trip? We saw a grapefruit on a penis. That is true. That is true.
So, what do you guys' thoughts on the upcoming baseball season?
I'm excited about our fantasy league.
That was what we call changing the topic, which is a new show coming to the PJ Campbell Network. Changing the topic.
POD, who do you root for?
I'm a Sox fan. That sucks.
Man, I do know one thing about the upcoming baseball season: the Sox are going to suck a big, huge cock. What we were just talking about.
Wait. Let me interject. Justin, if I had said any team in baseball, would you have changed this?
Oh no, my comment would have been exactly.
Sure.
I am okay with Red Sox fans because we share a similar enemy in the Yankees.
Friend of my friend.
Because I'm a Mets fan. Yep. So like, fuck the Yankees. Sorry, PJ. Fuck the Yankees. He's not
Actually
here.
though, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, so that's kind of why I don't like PLD's stupid team.
You weren't here for when I mentioned teams. I'm a diehard fan of the most hated team in baseball right now. So yeah,
who's that?
The Houston Astros. Go Astros.
Oh, yeah. No,
nice.
People still hate the Yankees above the Houston Astros.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I
can't wait for us to regain our nickname as the Lastros. I really think it's going to happen this season because they looked just awful in spring training. There's not much to be.
This is what I'm talking about. Oh no, not that one. Fuck the Yankees.
If David B said
I like that one.
This one is good. Go Astros and Mets. That'll take.
David B, I'm the same. The Mets are my NL team. The Astros are my AL team.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If I had an NL team, I did have a long affinity for the Cubs for a while because, like, for the longest time growing up, it was the same. Red Sox and Cubs kind of like had that same feel for each other because none of them won ever, and they kind of get in the most shittiest of situations. So I guess I still like the Cubs a little bit.
I was friends with Andy Pettit for a while, so I mean, when that happened, I was like, "Oh, cool, the Yankees, yay!" And then I was like, "Oh, we went to the Astros. That's good." Don't ask me. Well, no, I can say it. He came to the Tower of Terror, and he recognized me every time he came. I was like, "Hey, I'll walk you up the elevator. Cool, let's go."
My thing with the Yankees is that they're the reason there should be a cap in baseball, a salary cap.
Yeah.
But the other reason that I just don't like the Yankees is in recent history, they have so much money and cannot put a team together. Look, how can you be that mediocre with the amount of money you spend?
Yeah, they have so much money they could just buy the league and say, like, give us a good record. Like,
pretty much.
I think we've had our fun tonight. Look, we talked about movies. We talked about pineapple on pizza. We talked about cock and semen, all the important things.
Wow.
Yeah, those are very important things.
I need to know
Hockey
what Sonic drink you have. It's in
Oh yeah, no, this is a lemonade slush with cherry and blackberry flavoring in it.
We went to Sonic on Liz's birthday.
Yes,
Nice.
it's one of my favorite restaurants.
That one guy that was talking earlier is like, hey, what kind of Texas community has a Sonic near where she used to live?
Oh, poor Devlin.
I'm very excited about the Sonic opening up in Manhattan because I no longer have to drive 20 minutes into Jersey to get my fill.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be like, but we'll see.
I'm going to cry because there isn't one.
Oh, look, he's done it again. Marcus said, the seamen are important. I support the Navy. Maxwell 2021.
In the Navy.
At least once a show, Marcus intentionally misquotes me.
David B., you missed a great theme park. Astroworld was so good.
Yeah.
It was my childhood.
Grease Lightning.
Thank you to this eclectic and bizarre panel for joining us tonight. I'm glad it wasn't just me talking about cocks for 90 minutes.
Wow.
We all got in on some cock tonight.
Yeah. I mean,
Paul, why don't you let the viewers at home know what you have coming up, where they can find you online. Real hard not to make a cock joke when I said coming up, let me tell you.
I was taking it. We're all going.
And of course, as we talked about a little bit at the beginning, the FCL premiere is just in a couple days on Tuesday.
Yes. Tuesday night on Twitch at 3 p.m. Pacific. The movie trivia show on Twitch. We have live matches. We have Cooper Barn versus David Campbell and Abby Corinne taking on Jared Habon. So it should be a lot of fun there.
A lot of people that I can't wait to beat.
That's what I keep hearing. I can't wait to see you go up against them. So I can't take sides yet, at least publicly.
It's all right. Publicly.
And then, of course, you can find me at PLD Projects, where I do Scoundrels of the Force every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
I will find a time to be on that show.
Emphasis on scoundrels.
Yes, well, that's exactly true, because I'm definitely a scoundrel. Also Call to Action and Action Industries as well on weekends. So those are my places you can find me. Thank you very much for having me on.
You're welcome anytime. You are a very busy man. You are the true schmoho.
Yes, I am schmoho.
What about you, Hambone?
PLT, man. We just talked about it, man. God.
Ted Lasso. Yeah, the Ted Lasso watch along we're going to do. That's true. We would definitely do that. I just didn't know when to announce, where and when to announce it yet.
We got it. We're going to do it, man. I told you we're going to do it. We're going to do it even if Nerd Chronic's the only one that watches it.
Okay, absolutely.
I will watch you guys watch Ted Lasso. That sounds like a blast.
I mean,
I would like to hang out with you guys while watching Ted Lasso.
Can I join? Can I watch it with you guys too?
I love it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no.
Because
look, let me tell you something. I live my life one motto, and that's never say no. You know what I'm saying?
And I live my life.
Yes. And
I live my life by this motto. When I'm there, I legitimize it.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. But let's get ready. You can hear me. Let's get ready. Doing the things over there. Some reviews, trailer reactions, and the podcast about the Schmodown. Where we make fun of PLD a lot. It happens a lot. So if you like that kind of banter and stuff, sure enough, come on down.
Blame Pial.
And
that's my new nickname.
Pial.
And I'm not even going to give Amber the chance. Amber's over here going to be doing a show called The First Class, or called The Gold Standard, about the First Class League. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, that's about the First Class League. You're going to be talking about that. And they actually already have an interview up from one of the people in the First Class League, because Maxwell turned us down. He's got to wait till like second or third. He can't ever be first. He's got to play hard to get, Tony Award nominated. You can't just come on people's show the first time they ask you. So we get it. We understand it. But eventually we'll have him on there for an interview and everything else. I just love you guys, especially David B.
Wait till you hear my idea for the Drama Desk Award. You can't hear it until after it happens, but it's going to happen.
I know the idea. I'm aware. I'm excited.
No shit.
No shit.
David B, I love you, and you're going to make that comment?
Mine's actually the 15-minute plug.
All right, we'll go to Ellie next because Amber has like an hour worth of plugs. Ellie, where can everyone find you online?
Mine's easy. Nowhere, because my social media is private. And I say that every time I'm on.
Smarter
so
than all
occasionally I am here, and that is the only place you will have access to me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that dabbling person's over there going, you said private?
Oh my god.
All right.
The first time I said that, someone was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yes, all of my social media is private. If you are on my social media, you should feel very fortunate."
I mean, I'm kind of there.
Yeah.
I think I can follow you.
My Instagram is not, but I don't put it out there.
Oh, you've
If you
upset
find it,
him,
I'm for
Justin.
it.
Oh, wait, was he even here when I was saying the
Yeah,
joke?
clearly.
He's either going to be a really good friend of yours that you happen to know, or he's going to be a stalker. I've been pretending he's a stalker.
I only use my evil laugh to choke my students. Thank you very much. All right, Amber.
All right. So as you can see, Takara Kanashi.
Everyone take a deep breath.
Takara Kanashi on Twitter, Instagram, Stereo, Letterboxd, Twitch. I do that thing. You can find me primarily on the Let's Get Ready Network, doing the Gold Standard. That is my show that somebody else plugged while we were here, talking about the First Class League. Today we dropped our David Campbell interview on Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're dropping Abby Corinne, so we'll be interviewing her.
The David Campbell interview dropped already?
Yeah, it's up today. We did it today. So I'm literally wearing this in the same room. I've been on 3 streams already today. It's great.
Wow.
I'm gonna watch that. I wonder if he calls anybody out.
I was on Schmoes in the North earlier too.
Did someone say John Roca?
I'm the new Schmo host. Sorry, PLD. But also tomorrow night, I believe on Twitch, Abby and I are going to be watching Kill Bill Volume 1. So that's going to be fun. And then LGR Reviews Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm with Danny and Ferris. Today we also had that episode drop, and it was Adelia for her first time on screen. Yay. Officially.
So happy and proud of her.
It was all because of me. It was Ferris is going to try to say it's because of him, but Adelia did this because of me, because I stood in her corner and I was like this great cut man that kept pushing her out there. And most of the time she would trip trying to get into the ropes and she'd fall back out of the ring. But this time she was able to get in the ring clearly, and she did it. She stayed in there. She took the jabs. She did the job.
No, this this episode is available to watch. I watched it. It's really
his interview was last week at 9. Or well, his interview was last Tuesday, so it's up on the channel now.
Yeah, it was really a good interview.
Well, we don't brag about interviewing PLD, guys. Come on, dude.
I mean,
it was a great interview though.
PLD is not exactly a good get because you can get him at any time.
He's a schmo. He'll be anywhere.
I'm just gonna keep petting Luna until Amber's done.
Yeah, it's a perfect idea.
I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come on.
Do you want me to finish this eventually? Okay.
How much time you got?
Nope.
I got like a couple more. The Night Sisters with Bedore and Adelia. We're gonna have her on video for sure on Twitch. It'll be awesome. Video Drew's channel. I'm a mod. I hang out in her Discord. I tell Garth to put that name down because he drops all of them all the time. I will be actually modding and helping produce for Live in the Dark in about 30 minutes. And then right here on the PJCN, I'm part of the squad. Yay. I don't know how often I'm going to be here because I have so many things going on, but yes. I did it.
Wow. Okay. You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Cinemaxwell, Instagram at Cinemaxwell Inc. You can find me, of course, here on the PJ Campbell Network. Tomorrow night, we're doing a watch-along of A League of Their Own as we bring Women Filmmaker Month to a close. I believe James White and Teresa are going to be joining us for that. Of course, every Saturday, we do our Falcon and the Winter Soldier reviews. If you didn't see it this past Tuesday, check it out. Book Nook 3 is coming April 13th. This is a crossover with Danny Ramirez's Watch the Book. She will be our third co-host as we discuss both the book and the film Never Let Me Go. I am a big fan of both. Finally, as I announced at the beginning of the show, we are doing a theme for our April watch-alongs. It is April. All films will involve apes, gorillas, or monkeys. So to our wonderful executive producer patrons who get to pick a movie, please keep this in mind when picking your movies.
And that one's real, right?
That is 100% real.
I keep asking that the many times it's come up. I'm like, is ape a real thing? Like,
listen, I was promised to watch scary movies with PJ and Chris at the same time. That was a promise that was given to me last year. You know, I'm itching.
Well, Scary Movie Squad will be coming back.
God, I just got to watch one with Chris because I love to see men scream like little girls.
Well, speaking like Chris, I'm now going to roll the credits, which has Chris screaming. So on behalf of myself and Ellie and Amber and Justin and Pial, thank you so much for unwinding with us tonight. We will see you tomorrow night for A League of Their Own.
Please leave this office.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
I'll be back.
I
throw me a frickin' bone here. I'm the boss. Need the info.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Heavy is the head that eats the crayons. I'm gonna take a nap. See you in 10 hours.
Dude, I almost had you. You almost had me. You never had me.
I like your style, dude.
End of line.
This pillow is fucking useless.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Box, the exciting show where we open a box and decide if the box rocks or if it's a box full of rocks.
I don't know if this is going to be a good episode.
This pillow is fucking useless shirt.
Yeah.